Hello class, welcome to Creative Writing 252 Advanced Fiction Writing. I am your teacher, Kristen Kauffman, and I will be taking you through this 16-week long course online through Yavapai College. I'm excited about this class. I've taught this class before, and some of you have taken it before. This semester, I want to focus on short stories. So I'm excited to use the same texts as previously. Two required texts for this class are The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman and Hamilton the Revolution, which is a book about the musical, and so by extension the musical is also required for this class. You can get it as a soundtrack, you can get it on iTunes, you can stream it if you have streaming devices, and I'll give you, warnings in plenty of time so that you know when we'll be discussing those. But I'm excited to use these because even though neither of these are short stories, I want to give your short story the opportunity to blossom or to grow into a novel, and to show you kind of how to find out when your story wants to do its own thing. Or if it wants to say a short story, that's totally fine. The end of this semester will kind of show you how to submit. So we'll work on a cover letter to submit a short story, and then we'll do some research and access to some of those resources so that you know how to even go about having a short story published. To that end, in week 15, I would like you to start a free trial with Duotrope that's listed under the system requirements of the course. And don't worry, I'm thinking like way ahead, but I'll show you how to do that when we get closer. But I'm pretty excited about it because I've always wanted to do that in the framework of a class. So I'm excited to do that for this class. Every week we will be having a writing post, and most weeks we will also have a reading post. There will be some weeks when I recognize that the workload is a little heavier, so we'll skip a reading post then. But you'll see, like for example, in week 2 you have a writing post, and then you'll have you will have to have read a short story and then respond to that short story. You'll also notice that with the short stories, there is the option to listen to them, which I tried to work really hard to make available to you. I recognize that the differentiation is something that is important for different learning styles. So you might read very well, and yes, indeed, reading is a very important component of this class. But I also find that as we grow and develop as writers, one day we may be expected to give a reading. And that wouldn't be in this class, but I mean, like, if your goals are such that you want to be a published writer, somebody may invite you to a bookstore or to a library and to read your own work. And so if you are going to read your own work, it's important to practice listening to other people's stories so that you can kind of, practice that focus and understand where your audience members are. So I have links on the reading posts, not only to a PDF of the short story or sometimes a link to the author page of those short stories, but I also have a link to LeVar Burton Reads, a podcast where LeVar Burton reads short stories, and he does it in a very calm way. He always takes a deep breath. I like to say that LeVar Burton Reads is like reading Rainbow but for adults, and I think that's kind of how he describes it too. But I really enjoy him reading those. There's music in the background, and it's usually very calming, and it's a great way to spend 35 minutes, 45 minutes. So if you appreciate differentiated learning, then you have that opportunity to listen to a short story rather than to just read a short story. Because I also recognize that it's difficult to read long passages online. Or at least I struggle with that. So I want to make as many learning options available to you as possible. For this class, we will have a short story that you will write. It's due in 3 weeks. If you want to start it now would be a good idea. So you will be writing a 15-page long short story. So I want it to be as self-contained as possible. So tell a story within 15 pages. It doesn't have to be exactly 15. It just can't be any longer than 15. And then we will revise it a little over halfway through the semester, and then hopefully look for publication for it. You know, nobody is forcing you to try and publish it. So if it's not ready, that's fine. But you'll be going through the motions of looking for a publisher. And then, let me think what else we're doing this semester. I think that's about it. One of the learning requirements and the system requirements for this class is to film a video, just like this one, where you introduce yourself. So week 1 is a required video, and then you will also have 2 other required video posts. One is for the ocean at the end of the lane, and then I think that's week 5, and then the last one is for the Hamilton Revolution discussion. I think that's week 11, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But you definitely will have 3 videos that are required. Those are listed under the system requirements. If you are super nervous about filming yourself, trust me, we all are. I'm always like second guessing, you know, what should my background be? So this is my classroom, right? This is the corner where my desk is. I'm always second guessing the background. I'm always second guessing like how stupid I sound when I talk. Like, this is not natural. So trust me when I say we are all in the same place. So please don't be too nervous. Please be natural. If you screw up, so what? We all screw up. So, you know, so judgment-free zone in that respect. There are a couple different ways to film. These videos typically I do on the camera feature on my Surface Pro 3, which is my work computer. And then I upload the file onto YouTube, and then I make the link available online. If you don't want to take that route, you can also use Panopto, which is an app available through Canvas. Sometimes that gets glitchy. You have to log in like 4 times. So if it's not easy for you to use, that's fine. You have a third option. Your third option is PowerPoint. And I have a step-by-step how-to guide for you on a getting started module. So that if you want to do that, if you want to do PowerPoint, PowerPoint takes up a smaller amount of space on your hard drive. So a lot of people like it for that feature. Another thing is the video is itty bitty tiny, and it's in like the lower corner of the frame. So the rest of it is the slide. So you could, you know, choose to make a PowerPoint slide presentation first, and then just film yourself itty bitty tiny in the corner. So whatever works for you is fine. Some of you are like, I don't want to see my face on a screen, so the itsy bitsy tiny works for me. So whatever is fine. So if you want to do that, then please look at those how-to guides, and then you can see the step-by-step for how to record those videos. Other than that, you can access and contact me through the inbox feature on Canvas, or you can email me through the Outlook feature available in your YC portal. Both email addresses will contact me. And so if you have questions on anything, if you're looking ahead to an assignment and you need clarification, or if something doesn't work, which I feel like always happens in an online class, you know, like what do they say, the best laid plans of mice and men, right? So I've put a lot of programming into this course, and everything is supposed to open 2 weeks before it's due. All assignments are viewable now, but like the discussion board posts are due 2 weeks, or they open 2 weeks before they're due. But if they don't open, then feel free to shoot me an email and I can supervise that. You can see that on my syllabus, my email notifications and assignment notifications are set at about, 24 to 48 hours for email. I don't email on the weekends. Sometimes I will. So, you can email me and I might get back to you on the weekend because, I'm a teacher, which means I never have free time. Or if you do email me, it's just keep in mind that it may take me longer on the weekends to get back to you. As far as assignment, what's the word I'm looking for? As far as assignments back to you, that, it depends on what the assignment is. typically discussion board posts. You'll know your grade the following Monday. They're due on Friday with your replies due on Sunday. Usually you'll have your grade back on Monday or Tuesday. As far as assignments go, it takes a little bit longer for me to go through those. Your short story, though, you won't know anything about that. We're going to pretend like it doesn't even happen for like 7 weeks. So don't expect to hear on anything on that, just because I want to try and teach you how to create space between you and your draft. And sometimes you just need a teacher to say, we're not going to talk about that for a while. Aside from that, I think that's, fairly basic. I'm looking forward to our class. Our class has a lot of returning members who I'm happy to see on our roster. And I'm excited to see what you guys write this semester. Writing is, obviously one of my favorite things to teach. But more than that, writing is about dreaming and about creating and about becoming an active and awake member of the world we're in. And reading, by extension, teaches us to be empathetic of our surroundings, of what we expect of ourselves, of what we expect of others. So I'm excited to see what you write. I'm excited to see the stories you tell. And if you have any questions on anything, feel free to email me. All right. See you online.